Coming up on Fresno State Focus, learn about an event on campus that helps students become employed.
Plus, we take a behind-the-scenes look into a Fresno State theater arts production. Hello and welcome to Fresno State Focus. I'm Mimi Alcala.
And I'm David Vasquez. Good news for students looking for jobs. Fresno State has just hosted its annual job fair at the Satellite Student Union. Samaya Atia has more on the story.
With the job market inching its way up in the economy, seniors in college are looking to fill in the gaps. Fresno State's job fair is certainly giving students the opportunity to branch out after they graduate. Liberal arts major Brooke Brogmeyer is representing Buckle, a clothing line that she says will give students of all majors a stepping stone to higher opportunities.
I mean, we're here really just to recruit a bunch of people. We're constantly learning to grow our team, wanting to grow our team. If we can't grow our team, then as ourselves, we can never move up in the business.
The job fair will be held at the Satellite Student Union today and tomorrow with opportunities for business, liberal arts, science, and ag majors. However, students are finding it harder than they think to get a job in this economy.
Marketing major Shadi Barakat says the job fair didn't quite meet up to his expectations, but says it was still worth going.
Some of the people are on their phones, but some people are unprofessionally dressed, but I feel that it's an inviting atmosphere. I heard it was bigger a couple years ago, but this is a nice environment, yeah.
Barakat says he's found a couple of opportunities that he's interested in exploring.
So far, the best opportunity, I've talked to Walgreens and they're definitely interested in people like me, in a marketing position.
To learn more about the job fair, visit Fresno State's website and search career services. Samaya Atia, Fresno State Focus.
Fresno State students received appreciation at an event that highlighted their hard work nationwide. Bianca Rose tells us how students got to share their story and celebrate their dedication.
The Kennel Bookstore and University Student Union Productions hosted National Student Day to recognize Fresno State students. Students were encouraged to come and participate for food, games, and prizes.
I thought it was a great opportunity to really provide for our students a time to celebrate and to have a little event on campus just to show them how much we care about them and for all the patrons we do for the bookstore.
The Kennel Bookstore and University Student Union Productions collaborate together to bring student organizations to encourage volunteering at Fresno State.
Organizations that are participating in this event are ASI, USU Board, the Richter Center, the Health Center, and of course USU Productions and Housing.
Students that attended were able to get information from different organizations. Student leader and avid volunteer Erica Herrinjohn spoke to students about getting involved. She says that more students should volunteer to make a difference in the community.
You know, if everyone did about 5 hours of community service a week, just imagine how amazing our campus would be, our community would be. It'd be such a nicer place. It really would be.
Students were asked to write how they volunteer in their community to receive a free National Student Day t-shirt. The Kennel Bookstore and USU Productions say that it was a success and hope to collaborate again to carry out the annual tradition. Bianca Rose, Fresno State Focus.
Some Fresno State students are hoping for more than just one Starbucks on campus. Justin Meyer has more on how they may soon be getting their coffee fixed somewhere else.
Fancy iced coffee? It starts with a grande size, while for some it's a tall or a venti. No small, medium, or large here. Starbucks is more than just a cup of coffee. It also specializes in pastries, paninis, or even cake pops. For some students, they're looking for more than just that one place to grab a cup of coffee. Fresno State Starbucks manager CJ Aldridge thinks having another Starbucks on campus will be beneficial for students.
So I think having another location would be a really good idea. I mean, somewhere on the other side of campus, maybe the business building, so that they didn't have to come all the way over here.
Many students are hoping for more than just another Starbucks location. Matt Wagner is also interested in the possibility of an expansion of the one in the library.
They can add like more seating and stuff like that, or just have like more cashiers and like a bigger area for like the amount of students that actually go here just to get stuff.
Criminology student Nicole Green is also discouraged by the long lines going out the door.
Maybe to have both cash registers open at the same time when there's a lot of people. Sometimes they only have one open, and the line doesn't really go down at all. It just kind of stays normal.
The only question is now, will you be in favor of another Starbucks on campus or an expansion of the one in the library? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. In the meantime, this is Justin Meyer, Fresno State Focus.
Have you ever been to a Fresno State Theater Arts production? If you haven't, the first one of the year just happened and there are a few more to come. Fresno State kicks off its first theater arts production of the school year with The First Breeze of Summer. The play, written by Leslie Lee, was directed by Fresno State theater arts professor Thomas Witt Ellis.
It's an American family drama, but with a little bit of dealing with racism mixed in. And romance.
Excuse us all, we got an errand to run at Hope's house.
The play follows the life of Gremmer and her family. Gremmer is a mother and grandmother who continually has flashbacks of her life as a young woman named Lucretia. Gremmer's character is portrayed by Fresno State student Desiree Dukes.
It's a story about her life, and the transitions from the first man she was with to the last man she was with, and just the things that transpired within those relationships, and the kids that she had then that they grew up, and the kids that they have now, and just the whole life of who she is and what's transpired between those 2 points in time.
The play ran from October 4th to the 12th. The student actors rehearsed 15 hours a week for several weeks to prepare for their opening night. When asked about how they felt at the pre-opening, many of them had similar emotions.
I'm excited, and I just feel like there was a lot of good feedback on the pre-opening.
I feel very prepared. I'm really excited. This is my first show here at Fresno State, so it's going to be really fun.
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
I think it's going to go well. I think it's a strong, solid show, and I think that it's going to go well. I'm just ready for it to happen.
And with me today is DeAndre Jean-Pierre, one of the student actors from the play who stars in the show as Milton. Thank you so much for joining us today.
No problem.
Thank you. And how do you feel about being a part of the first theater arts production of the school year?
Well, first it was we'll be setting a great tone for the rest of the year, get the rest of the student involvement of campus involved in theater, and what we have to offer, what's going on for the rest of the semester. As far as setting that tone go, I think we set a great tone and preparing everyone to come see the rest of the shows.
That's great. And was the outcome what you expected it to be?
Yes, we had the outcome exceeded what I thought what the show would be, because we only had like 3 weeks to prepare the show. And from what we got from the different audience members, they said we have rave reviews and it was such a good show. And yes, we far exceeded what I thought would happen with the show. I love it.
That's good. And I know you're a very busy student as well as a student actor, and you rehearsed all of those weeks, 15 hours a week. How did that cut into your school time, like your schoolwork?
Well, for me personally, schoolwork doesn't exist during a play production because I mainly focus on rehearsing my lines. I try to do what homework I can do. If not, I do pick it up on the weekends where we don't have shows or where we're not rehearsing. That's when I pick up most of my homework. But as far as during the week, I try to do as much as the reading of my lines as possible versus homework.
Okay, and I know you guys do the show over and over again. Does it seem to get better? Does it stay consistent? How does that work?
Well, for an average person, if you were to just do the show, it would seem kind of boring. It would seem consistent and monotone or same all the time. But as an actor, we're supposed to find something different every night to surprise us or get us going with the show to make it exciting for us every night. That way it brings the audience members the same energy as the very first show of us being nervous or ready to go for the show.
Okay, thank you so much. We've been talking with DeAndre Jean-Pierre, who's a third-year Fresno State student, also majoring in communications as well as theater arts. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
If you're interested in watching a Fresno State Theater Arts production, be sure to visit the Speech Arts Building.
From the stage to the screen, there's plenty to do at Fresno State. The Cineculture Club is in its 8th year. Every Friday night, inside the Peters Business Building at Fresno State, students and community members gather to watch foreign films. Cineculture is not just a campus class, but a vision of Dr. Mary Hussein. She says her goal is to use film and public dialogue to create a bridge of cultural understanding. Recently, the club screened the film Where Should the Birds Fly?, about the life during the Gaza conflict. This Friday, it's Dirty Wars. Producer Anthony Arnove will lead a discussion after the film.
Coming up next, Fresno State quarterback Derek Carr becomes a Heisman hopeful.
Also, the Fresno State women's soccer team tries to turn their season around. Stay tuned for sports with Brittany Bobstick.
Our
Are you hooked? Ladies all over the Central Valley are hooked on Charming Charlie. Charming Charlie sells all kinds of fabulous accessories, from toe rings to sunglasses and trendy handbags to sparkling lanyards. And let's not forget about their fabulous boot line. It's the one-stop shop for all your fall favorites. Charlie's friendly charmers are here to assist you with all your fashion needs. So get hooked on Charming Charlie, located off Shaw at the Fashion Fair Mall.
Welcome back to Fresno State Focus. I'm Brittany Bostick. Bulldog fans have a lot to cheer about this year. They are currently ranked 17th in the nation and now have a Heisman hopeful and quarterback Derek Carr.
Recently been on the lookout for this year's Heisman Trophy. According to NBC Sports, Fresno State launched a website that promoted Carr as runner for this year's Heisman.
I don't really know who Derek Carr is, but I just know he's gaining Fresno State a lot of attention. I know it's involving sports, but I'm not really into sports at all. And even though I'm not, I probably should be because, you know, it's part of my school and it's just, you know, gaining us attention. I should really probably know.
So far this season, Carr has 1,864 yards, 19 touchdowns, and only 4 interceptions.
Tough year. It's like the year of the quarterback. I think there's about 5 or 6 other guys, you know, like Johnny Football and others, Teddy Bridgewater, I think. But he's got some tough competition, but hopefully he makes it into the top 5, I'm hoping, so that he'll get invited to the Heisman Trophy.
Carr's career total yards are 9,624, 82 touchdowns, and only 20 interceptions. This year, Carr has led the Fresno State Bulldogs in 5 victories, including Fresno State's long-lived rival, Boise State.
Carr, he has made a great progress as a quarterback for Fresno State. Just the yard passage that he has in every game is astonishing, and as far as his career, he's doing really good in college football.
For the Bulldogs' impressive victory over the Idaho Vandals, Carr threw for 390 yards with 5 touchdowns within the first 30 minutes.
Here I have with me today is Christopher Livingston to talk about Derek Carr's nomination for Heisman. Christopher is one of the sports editors for Fresno State's Collegian paper. Thank you for joining me, Christopher.
Thank you for having me here.
What are the Collegian's plans to cover the story?
Well, the main goal of the Collegian each and every week is not to just report on what happened at the game, but also have like a little notebook piece about what happened and things other than just what happened with the game. So to cover Derek Carr's Heisman campaign, usually each and every week, we just take a little inside look at how he's done and how he's been progressing during the season.
Okay. Do you think it'll be difficult to cover with all the hype he's receiving?
Absolutely not. It actually makes it a lot easier because we have a lot of assistance from a lot of other sources who will take a look at it through an outside glass look and say, oh, okay, well, this is what Derek Carr is doing at Fresno State, and it allows us to pretty much be the go-to people to cover it.
Okay. Will this be an ongoing story after the season's over?
Definitely, because of the fact that we like to also look at his legacy. It is his last season here, so after Derek Carr leaves, we kind of take a look at what's going on in the future with the backup quarterbacks and everything else over there.
Who do you think his biggest opponent will be?
Well, definitely, he has big opponents in everybody he's about to face. His biggest opponent was probably Boise State, whom Fresno State has already beaten. So now they're going to face UNLV, and they have Wyoming, New Mexico, San Diego State, and so on and so forth. So each and every game will be big opponents for him.
Okay, well, thank you for joining me. Christopher Livingston. We have been talking with Christopher Livingston, sports editor for the Fresno State Collegian. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you very much.
After a slow start, Fresno State's women's soccer team is trying to turn the season around. GJ Glutz takes a closer look at one of their key players.
Senior defender Lauren Lindstrom has started all but 2 games throughout her college career. She said she chose to go to Fresno State because of the coaching staff and community.
We get so many fans at our games, like just little old grandparents that will come out just to watch a soccer game, and it's just the community here is just great.
She showed how humble she is when I asked her to describe what she brings to the team. but eventually she gave me some positive attributes.
I'd say I bring leadership and humor. It's always nice to, sometimes you gotta put the hammer down, but then you can lighten the mood and just crack a joke and everything will make it better.
Do you have any jokes on the top of your head?
Oh God, not any appropriate ones.
After talking to Lauren Lindstrom, I agree that she's one of those players that's really good at keeping the mood light and keeping things running smoothly. But if I needed any further proof of this, all I had to do was listen to the first word that Coach Brian Schwaska used to describe her.
Funny. She's got a great spirit for the team and, just really wants everybody to be successful.
He also had good things to say about her as a player.
Lauren is a very dynamic player. Just her athleticism and power on the field, we can't live with that.
Unfortunately, in this game, the team had to live without her. Lindstrom was hurt on this play in the second half, injuring her leg. She suffered a season-ending leg injury last year, but luckily the injury was not serious this time. She was back on the field for the entire game in Friday night's 1-0 overtime win. GJ Glutz, Fresno State Focus.
That's our sports report. Coming up after the break, we'll see how Tacos Marquitos supports student organizations here on campus. That and much more when we return.
We're all used to the sounds of our cars starting. To keep that sound going time and time again, we need a battery that can perform time and time again. Optima batteries are proven to start even in the coldest of winters and the hottest of summers. Don't take a chance on your next startup. Choose Optima batteries, the only battery proven to start time and time again. Stop by your local O'Reilly or AutoZone parts store to pick up your Optima battery.
I am Fresno State, and I'm going to show you why. Here's the beautiful and newly constructed Henry Madden Library, which has a massive collection. The Save Mart Center, which is our sports venue and one of the best attended in the entire country. We're absolute pioneers in the agricultural sciences, having led to the production of the first university winery and drawing in a diversity of students to achieve academic success over the past 100 years. And I wish I had time to tell you about everything else, but in reality, I think you're just going to have to come see for yourself.
The carnival rides, the dinosaur exhibit, the jumbo corn dogs, and yes, even the livestock are all gone now. The 2013 Big Fresno Fair has concluded. Here's a look at some Fresno State students who showed off their livestock at the Big Fresno Fair this year.
Got cows? Oh, you bet they do. The Fresno State Ag Science Department has livestock of all types. Like past years, the Fresno State Beef Cattle Show team showed off some of their stock at the 2013 Big Fresno Fair. Martin Castro is a student advisor and says the showcase serves as an educational tool.
Well, the team's exhibiting beef cattle here at the Fresno Fair, and it's basically an educational instrument used at Fresno State to educate students on how to properly exhibit cattle.
And exhibit they did. Castro says the goal is for members to understand the fundamentals of how to properly care for their cattle.
The ultimate goal is that if they decide to go into the educational career or become 4-H leaders, that they can properly show, groom, halter break, feed, and set up a stall for the beef cattle project.
Ling Lingbeck is an ag communications major and a member of the Fresno State Beef Cattle Show team. She has participated in the beef cattle showings and exhibitions since high school.
I love what I do. I've always loved showing. When I was in high school, I showed pigs, sheep, horses, cattle, and it's something that every little kid should get into, whether and they start at 9 years old and go up. So if parents have the opportunity to put their kids in 4-H, I would seriously do it because you get so much more experience and you make a lot of friends and meet new people within the industry, and it's something to actually be a part of because agriculture is so huge.
Animal science major Amanda Steen won first place in showmanship. She says it's a very rewarding experience.
Because I love the experience in the ring. It's awesome to fully halter break your animal all the way to the show ring, and it's so rewarding to see how everything's going.
And here to talk about more about Fresno State Beef Show Team is Club President Lauren Grant. Lauren, thank you for joining us today. Tell us a little bit about the participation. How long has the team participated at the fair?
We've been showing for about 3 years now, full-blown club. We have 25 members this year, which is the most we've ever had. We start from the ground up, we get the cattle, we feed them, and then we show them.
Tell us about the awards that you guys received this year at the
We did very well this year. We had a couple champions, we had class winners, we had showmanship winners. It was a very successful fair for us.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
What other places do you guys participate at?
We also show at the Collegiate Livestock Show in Porterville, and that's the first weekend of March.
How's that? How does that go?
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's an overnight fair for us, so we go over on Thursday, we show Friday.
Pretty good. So in comparison to the Fresno Fair and that other event, which one takes more of your guys' time?
The Fresno Fair, definitely, because we only have about a month to work with our cattle, opposed to Porterville Collegiate Show, we have about a month and a half, 2 months.
I could only imagine all that working with the cows. It's just a lot.
It could get stressful, yes, it could.
Now, students get their cattle at the beginning of the semester. How does all that get handled?
Yeah, so the cattle come in the first week of when we get back to school, then we start halter breaking right away. So we kind of work it every day. We're out there with the cattle, scratching, petting them, getting used to humans, and then it just kind of goes from there, and then we start walking around.
Awesome. Well, can you tell us about where could we get more information? If there's other students that are watching the show, where can they participate, or where can they get more information for them to become members?
We actually have a Facebook page now. We're Fresno State Beef Show Team, so that's the big thing for us to do. And then any of our officers and members on campus, you're more than welcome to ask them for questions or advice or anything. So
awesome. Well, thank you very much, Lauren, for being here with us today.
Actor Delroy Lindo gave a speech on campus to discuss his life experiences and struggles. Lindo has worked with many Hollywood stars such as Nicolas Cage and Jet Li. Jayla Tunstall takes us to the event.
Delroy Lindo. You may not know the name, but you definitely know the face. Delroy Lindo has been in over 30 movies in his 37-year career. Lindo came to Fresno State as the first speaker in a series of lectures put on by Onyx.
He talked about a range of topics, from his films to the experiences that shaped who he is today.
I grew up thinking, convinced that I was ugly and undesirable and nobody would ever want me.
Experiences students like DeAndre Jean-Pierre could relate to despite Lindo being such an accomplished actor.
So he said lead me along, go through theater first, because more give you more formal training as opposed to when you get ready for acting on film.
I want to, be in his presence.
Natasha wasn't alone. Lindo brought out people from all backgrounds, students and faculty as well as members of the community. Even the Senator of Academic Affairs, Daniel Ward, expressed his excitement over Lindo's lecture.
The range of characters from, the high highs to the low lows, and that is something that I'd like to hear him talk about as it pertains to his own life and learn about his philosophy as well.
This is me, 5 years old, in the nativity play in my elementary school, and I played one of the kings. And this is actually when I believe I got the bug. That's right.
A philosophy that started pretty early in life. Jayla Tunstall, Fresno State Focus.
Tacos Marquitos has been a great supporter of various organizations on campus by offering them the opportunity to earn money. Ana Vargas shows us how Tacos Marquitos helps organizations on campus fundraise.
Several Greek organizations at Fresno State have had an opportunity to have a fundraiser event at Tacos Marquitos. Greek organizations have as many as 3 fundraisers per semester. Daniela Flores, member of Alpha Pi Sigma, says her organization started fundraising with Tacos Marquitos in 2006.
They have always been great supporters. The manager, the owner, they've just always supported us, and they also support us with other events that we have. For example, our soccer tournament, the Muscular Dystrophy Association that we have, and they're always sponsoring us, so that's why we keep returning back and having our fundraisers there.
Co-owner of Tacos Marquitos, Jesus Ibarra, says in order to book a fundraising event, one must submit a letter with the name of the organization and a detailed description explaining why you need the money. The purpose is not about trying to get more people to come to the restaurant. Instead, it's about giving back and knowing that we participated in giving back to the growth of the community. All of this is very important. Ibarra says organizations have shown their appreciation by giving them a certificate or plaque. All of these are displayed inside the restaurant.
Ibarra says he's happy to know that organizations put money in good use, like providing scholarships for students and helping the community. Anna Vargas, Fresno State Focus.
That's great. Delicious food and a good cause. Have you guys ever had their Gamma burrito?
No, I haven't. What's in it?
They have fries in the burrito.
Wow.
It has fries. Whoever thought of that is just a genius.
Just fries?
No, it has like fries, carne asada, guacamole, sour cream, cheese, all that good
All right,
stuff.
stop there. That's making me
I know.
hungry. They have this big burrito, the Bulldog burrito. That thing is huge. It's pretty good.
If you show your student ID with that, you get a free drink as well.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Including
Pretty cool.
horchata?
The drinks?
But
the drinks are pretty good there too.
You know what? My favorite's horchata.
Yeah.
That's good. Next week on Fresno State Focus, see how Fresno State's Army ROTC program overcame the government shutdown.
Plus, see how Fresno State is trying to bring back the cast of Duck Dynasty to campus.
That wraps up the show for today. We thank you for tuning into Fresno State Focus. On behalf of us here and on behalf of the team behind the camera, we thank you for watching Fresno State Focus. Have a nice day.